Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for showing up today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane. On this channel, I try my best to share information surrounding immigration tips, coming to the UK, raising kids in the UK, succeeding in the UK, and all that good stuff. If this is something you're interested in, join the family by clicking on the subscribe button now. Give this video a thumbs up if you think it's helpful, and share this video with your friends and loved ones if you think it will be helpful to them as well. Okay, guys, today we'll be talking about raising kids basically, and it will talk about the Christian schools in the UK. Now, before I continue this video, I need to say something. This is not being judgmental or anything. This is not about being homophobic and all that stuff. This is about being against indoctrination. I personally do not think that people have the right, especially as teachers, have the right to impose their beliefs on their students simply because they believe it, right? So this is why I bring this video to you, so that parents are aware that these kind of things happen and you can pay attention. Now, again, I need to say that this is no judgment to anybody based on their sexual orientation or sexual preference, but as children, I do not think that some of the things that they do in schools should be done in the UK. I speak for the UK because this is where I am now. I've heard and read stories where teachers intentionally try to pass their beliefs on the students that they are caring for. Okay, so you hear them saying, oh, this is what you should believe, this is what you should tell your parents, this is what you should not agree to, you should do this, you should do that. I don't think that is right, and that is why I'm bringing the information that I bring here, so that parents, especially immigrants like us, pay attention, because a lot of us don't pay attention to these things because of the challenges that we face in other areas. I mean, you need to work, you need to make money, you need to settle in, you need to provide for the kids and all that. And so some people don't pay attention to what is happening in the schools of their kids. So this channel or these videos that I bring here is basically to draw your attention so that you know the important things. I mean, if raising kids is important to you, or this kind of stuff is important to you, then you'll find these videos helpful. Okay, now back to the topic of discussion. Christian schools or Catholic schools will not save your children, right? Why do I say this? When we come into the UK, a lot of African parents, because our morality or our moral values are quite different from what you find here, our culture is different, so it's bound to be different. There are different things from where you're coming from when compared to where you are right now. Okay, so a lot of people opt for maybe Christian schools because they believe they'll teach the kids Christian values, teach them morals and all that. So you see a lot of people saying, oh, I want my child to go to a Christian school, I want my child to go to a Catholic school, and that is all good and fine, right? But you need to know that being in a Christian school, being in a Catholic school does not automatically mean that they will not be exposed to the things that you're scared of, or that they will not be taught these things. I've told you guys in a video before now that sex education, relationship and sex education is mandatory in the UK. So even if you put your child in a Catholic school or in a Christian school, they are mandated to teach them about sex. If it's secondary school, some primary schools do, but you guys already know by now, if you've seen that video, that in the primary schools it's not compulsory. If you have not seen that video, please, you need to see it or go read it up for yourself. It's on gov.uk, what the kids will be taught under the relationship and sex education in the schools. It's very important as a parent that you have this information. But I've done a summary of this for you in two videos, one for primary school and one for secondary school. So endeavor to watch that video. Now back to what I was saying. These schools, the Catholic school or your Christian school in general, are also mandated to teach your children about relationships and sex, right? Because like I said, it's mandated. But that is not even the problem. The problem is how this is being taught. Who is teaching this? What is the belief of the person teaching this? Now this is where the problem comes, right? There are cases where we've heard, oh, the teachers are telling the kids, oh, you can tell your parents that there are different ways to be a girl, there are different ways to be a boy. You don't have to say, or they don't have to say you're a boy because you were born in this gender. You can change your gender. Yes, there are cases like that. There's news all over the place of this, guys. If you search for it, you will find it. So you need to pay attention, because just because someone is in is in a Christian school, teaching in a Christian school, does not mean they're Christian. That doesn't mean that they have the same values that you have. That doesn't mean that they read the Bible. That doesn't mean that They're even Christians, so to say, okay? So you need to pay attention to your child. You need to ask your child what happens in their school. They need to tell you what is going on in their school. You need to ask about this whole relationship and sex education thing. Find out from the school, find out what is in the policy of the school. Is it going to be handled by third party or agents, so that you find out what materials will be used? Because there are cases where people have said, oh, in the policy it doesn't say this material will be used, but then the children come back and they've used a material that is not agreeing with their Christian beliefs, and then there's back and forth about, oh, should this be done or should this not be done? I'm going to tell you guys a story, I'm going to read it to you guys, something that is in the news about a Christian school in the UK. I think St. Michael's primary school, where an 8-year-old child is being taught something in this line. So let's just read from the news what it says, okay? Parents Kelvin and Nicola Watts, who are being supported by the Crystal Legal Center, have been forced to remove their children from St. Michael's Church of England Primary School in Kent, discovering that their 8-year-old child and classmates were being given extreme teaching on gender identity. Following parental complaints, however, the school, whose website states that it is proud of its Christian values, justified the teaching based on Church of England's own guidance, valuing all God's children. The family were alerted by other parents that a video of It Feels Good to Be Yourself, a book about gender identity. Guys, I will still talk about this book. I'll do a video about this book, but let's just continue with this news. The book, read by Nana Sisi, promotes the idea of children being both a boy and a girl, or neither a boy nor a girl, or being non-binary. It says that people guess what a baby's gender is when they are born, and then you might feel like your gender changes from day to day or from year to year. The promotion of this material came despite the parents writing to the school saying that due to their Christian beliefs and how they wished to bring up their children, they wanted their children withdrawn from any lessons that normalized LGBT relationships. They asked for the request to be passed to relevant teachers and politely said that if anyone wanted to discuss it with them, they will be happy to talk. However, this was not done. They also raised awareness among other parents and were banned from trying to speak to the teacher who initiated showing the video and the gender identity lesson. They wrote to the head teacher and chair of governors saying that they were genuinely concerned for the emotional and physical safety of their child and did not believe they could return their child to the school until the issues were properly addressed. The parents said that they believed that showing this video was child abuse. Now, showing such material to children actually goes against the official government guidance, which cautions schools against relying on materials that suggest that non-conformity to gender stereotypes should be seen as synonymous with having a different gender identity and should not be used, and you should not work with external agencies or organizations that produce such material. The guidance, which is the Relationship and Sex Education Guidance, states that you should not reinforce harmful stereotypes, for instance, suggesting that children might be a different gender based on their personality and interests or the clothes that they prefer to wear. Resources used in teaching should always be age appropriate and evidence based. While teachers should not suggest to a child that their non-compliance with gender stereotypes mean that either their personality or their body is wrong and in need of changing, teachers should always seek to treat individual students with sympathy and support. Basically, the problem with the situation here is that they showed these children stuff about LGBT without the consent of their parents. And in that video, it was telling them that they could be boy, they could choose to be boy, girl, whatever they want, or neither even, as long as it's something that they want, okay, irrespective of what they are born as. And it tells them that people at the hospital practically guessed their gender, and if they don't think that guess is right, then they are able to say this is not what it is. So they can come out and say, oh, even though I'm a girl, or they say I'm a girl, I'm not a girl. I don't feel like a girl. I'm in the wrong body. And this is what I am against, actually. Telling children that are very innocent, that don't know much, and trying to impose in them what you think. Just because someone is this certain way, you have no right to tell the person that, oh, because you like blue, you must be in the wrong body. As a girl, you should like pink. All that kind of rubbish is something that I don't subscribe to. So I don't like that some of these schools or some of these teachers actually try to pass their beliefs on the children. If you have a sexual orientation that you're comfortable with, that you have chosen for yourself, please do it yourself. You don't have to impose this on the kids that you care for, or try to tell them that the things that they know, or the things that the parents are teaching them at home is wrong. Which is why I say that parents need to pay attention, listen to your children, talk with your children, find out what is happening in their schools, talk to them so that you have an understanding or an idea of what is really going on, who said what, who showed what did they teach them, and all that stuff. And if you're not comfortable with it, of course, you can confront your school. You can talk to them about it. If your kids are still in primary school, you have the right to withdraw them from such lessons. And if they're in secondary school, you have another way to handle that, okay? Yes, so that is basically it. This is just to let you guys know that you still need to be alert, you still need to be informed, you still need to be aware of what is happening in your kids' school, irrespective of if they attend a state school or if they attend a Christian school or a Catholic school, right? Still pay attention. Things are happening everywhere. This information that I just shared, or this news that we just read, happened in a Christian school. Okay, so just pay attention and all that. Thank you for watching. If you have stayed till now, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and loved ones. If you have parents raising kids here in the UK, share this video with them, okay? And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye guys.